Same page, different problem. This one, I want to do this one because this has a couple other features that the other graph, the number 5, didn't have. What I'm seeing about this one is if I tried to use a sine graph, it's not the nice point, that midline point for a sine graph isn't crossing, actually that's still the midline, isn't crossing a lattice point. So that makes it kind of difficult to see if it's shifted left or right. Okay, but I am seeing this point is what draws me to this because that's on the y-axis, and cosine graphs typically start on the y-axis unless it's been shifted off left or right. So that's a pretty key point for me. And I'm also noticing that cosine usually starts, typical cosine graphs, in the typical cosine graph in standard form. Let's see, I'm numbering this in. The period's 2 pi, so half of it is pi, and then half of that's pi over 2. So 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2 is how I can come up with these points here. And cosine starts up at positive 1, gets down to negative 1. So a standard cosine graph looks like this, where those are the turning points. Okay. And what's different about this graph is this is inverted. It's flipped. So I know I'm going to have I'm going to go with a cosine graph, but I'm going to put a negative in front of it because that does a reflection. So it has the midline is y equals 3. We said we know a is going to be negative. Let's see, and it's also got if I do that max min thing I did, or I can just count up. I see that this is going 2.2 units above the midline, 2 units below the midline. So I'm knowing that the amplitude is 2, and since I'm reflecting it, I'm going to say that A is negative 2. Let's see. If I do the max minus the min thing for the amplitude, I'm seeing a max of 5 and min of 4. So 5, min of 1. So 5 minus 1 divided by 2, max minus min, of course. The absolute value of that is 4 over 2, which is 2. Okay, so that checks what I was saying. I'm not seeing any left-right shift if I use that point, so I'm going to not have any kind of phase shift. And it is shifted up 3 because of the midline. So my function is going to be y equals negative 2 cosine of, I didn't do the period. So the period is, let's see, it went from 0 up to 5 to do the full repeat. So that tells me the period is 5. If the period is 5, I can get the b number by taking 2 pi, dividing by 5. So that's going to tell me I'm going to put that 2 pi over 5 right here. And it's not shifted left or right, and it's shifted up 3. So that is the equation that models this graph.